Good afternoon. Today I would like to talk about a new book I just finished, which is on Surrender, My 30 Years of War. If you ever watched Doraemon when you were a kid, you probably know the story. Doraemon and the guy went to an island in Philippines and found out there's a Japanese old man who still think World War II is still going on and keep fighting for himself for the extra 30 years. This is the biography of the man, Mr. Onoda, to say how his life in the Philippine island and make him do all the things that he been doing. So I'm not going to say all the detailed story here because most of the story is actually already on documentary or you can search on YouTube. But there's two things I really want to talk about today. Is the first thing, in nowadays we always hear some self-help advice on we should never give up. We should just keep going and follow our dream, and we only rest when we achieve what we want to do. But think about that in this story. He spent 30 years of his life doing nothing contribute in terms of the objective reality. I don't argue that he sort of have a victory for himself. He definitely have a personal win because what he defined a win for him is he never get captured and he don't die. Obviously he win huge on that aspect which he set for himself. When we look at our own goal and objective, do you really want to achieve certain so-called personal goal but you didn't add any value to the society? Of course you can say if he just give up 30 years ago, he will just another normal Japanese soldier which maybe end up in a POW camp whatsoever. But that is something that which took me a long time to think about because before I read the book, I think this is the most stupid story I have ever heard. Who will waste the best 30 years of their life and just stay on a fucking island? It's just ridiculous for me. But after I think about his take on this is my personal victory, of course a little bit conflict on some of the self-help advice I ever heard, but it was a really strong thinking point for me. And the second thing I want to share is it's really crazy. On the 30 years stay of himself and 5 other people and then 4 dudes and then at the end only 1 guy left with him, he actually have access to newspaper and radio. Yup. He know exactly what is going on in the world for 15 years. What Japan is doing, what America is doing, what the world is doing. He get all the access. But what the crazy part is, he refuse to believe it because it doesn't fit into his belief and the world of view. We could think, what does that mean to us? Nowadays, we have news and information from everywhere on social media, on newspaper, on the TV. But how many of those actually get into our mind without our filter of how the world should be like? For example, if you are Donald Trump supporter and now there's news and reports saying that how Donald Trump sucks in doing this public affair is really bad, do you let that really land in your brain? Or you just filter it out? And it made me think, what things I have filtered out in my life because it doesn't fit into my world of view. And this is really scary because most of us, we just want to be white. It's just an ego thing. It's nothing wrong or weird about that. It's just a normal human being preference. When it reaches to a point that we rather someone suffer or we just reject everything which is objectively true just to prove I am right, that's not a very effective way for us to living in the world. This is another point which is a huge takeaway for me. And if you are interested to read the book yourself, I will put the link below. You can buy it on the book depository, which is one of my usual website I bought my book. It's so much cheaper if you go to a bookstore. Hope you enjoy it. Until next time.